The views on That's My Word podcast is expressed strictly for entertainment purposes only. Word. What's up, everyone? This is your boy Uncle Will of That's My Word podcast. Trust me and believe me, it is not that hard. Click the button, subscribe today. Join Uncle Will of That's My Word podcast every Fridays at 6 p.m. with his weekly summary, Let Me Talk. Trust me, it's not your average weekly podcast show. Hello, everyone. It is your boy Uncle Will of That's My Word podcast, Let Me Talk. This is a show where I get the chance to express myself, me, and also my boy C to the right. So, to my left, C to the right. Let people know what's up with you today, man.
Hey, top of the evening, top of the day, top of the morning to you. Whatever day you're getting busy on, have a good one.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Yep.
And are you rejuvenated from a previous episode? Are you feeling better?
Actually, no, I was hospitalized for at least 3 days after the brutal beating I took for the setup last time I was here. Hopefully, after therapy and everything else, I will recover. Time will only tell, you know? Okay, go ahead.
Ooh, Lord. Okay, then. Okay. Well. Yes, he's still the same. Okay? He's still the same. And to my right, this beautiful smile. This young lady will introduce herself and tell you a little something about her. So, please, tell us who you are, stranger.
Oh, not a stranger. But my name is Nikenta Royals, and it is my pleasure to be here this evening to finally step into the room with Mr. Willie J, Doctor,
Hey.
Mr. C. Wright.
Hey.
And,
You're a sweetheart. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Well, we thank you for being here.
Absolutely.
You are a brave soul, too.
I see. I'm kind of feeling the energy, but
And hopefully
I'm
you'll
ready
feel the
for
same
it.
way after the show.
Yeah.
That's all I'm
Right.
saying. Okay.
So let's give you a sense of it. This is something like a round table, a bar talk. We just sitting around all nice and casual, just talking about things that's on our mind. Again, let me talk. So one of the things that me and C was talking about is the state of relationships post COVID-19. Now, as you all know, I am happily married, so it's not affecting me, you know. But Charles, do you see anything that you may want to touch upon as far as relationships post COVID?
Post-COVID, it seems like it was more opportunity for individuals to venture out and do their thing. And now, since the COVID has taken place or settled down within our society, people are at home. Some are still trying to find time to roam, but it's easier for them to get caught up with things.
All right. Yeah.
But please, care to expound further on that or as far as elaborate more with that question?
Well. Okay. People are already having a hard time anyway with relationships. We all got to wear masks when we out in the streets, so you really can get a sense of a person's grill, and whether they got a good smile.
Well, no, it should. Matter of fact, it should help out their personal hygiene though, because now they got to smell their own breath.
Oh God.
Okay, whereas before it was kind of like they're all up in your grill talking all that other stuff. Okay,
Now,
so
Living in a state of denial.
that's another topic right there. Okay. But what I'm saying is, in regards to relationships, it's already hard to get to know someone anyway. Okay. I remember when I was out there trying to date, you pretty much was interviewing the person to try to find out what's up with you. Do you work? Because I'm one of them guys that, you know, at my age, I need to know what you can do outside the bed more than what you can do inside the bed. I need to know get a 401k.
Come on.
I need to know if you got some vacation time. You know what I'm saying?
and carry
also,
that
what's your
mental
credit score?
stimuli.
Say
Also
again?
carry that mental stimuli.
Absolutely.
There you go.
That's
Right.
important. What do you
And
do
that's
afterwards?
a key thing.
You know.
That's the key thing, right?
Right.
Because I need to know if you can hold a conversation, right?
Right.
So I pose that same question to you. What do you think is the state of relationship post-COVID?
Well, as you mentioned before, the fact that it was a little challenging before all of this, this unprecedented times that we're in. I believe this is an opportunity for us to really just slow down. I think before it was all meet you, hook up. Now it's more, we can have a plan. Let's talk about some things. I think the lines of communications have broadened, have become broader. It's not just text here, text there. You're carrying on conversations because you're actually in a place where we're not just getting together so fast. It's more of you're slowing things down, and I think it's really causing people to think. I had this thought just yesterday in regards to the mask.
Mm-hmm.
We know when we first meet people, you're meeting the representative.
Correct.
You're not really meeting that you're going to put your best foot forward before all those things pop up. And so now we are not only dealing with the mass of we call it invisible mask, but now we got the visible mask that we've got to filter through. So for me, dating post COVID, which means after the pandemic, right? We're in the midst of the pandemic.
Yes.
So I believe slowing things down. This is given if you're really out here truly looking as men looking for women for a true relationship, this is a good time to be able to slow things down.
Wow.
To slow it down.
Okay. So that actually brought up another question to me too. Then, since you said that, it makes you think. So, other words, then you're really communicating more.
Absolutely.
You really forced to have a conversation with someone then, because like you said, people were texting. A lot of that's all they were doing, just texting all the time. Say, hey, how you doing? Are you working? Are you asleep? Now you more just, hey, how you doing? You pick up the phone, But our generation, we were used to talking.
Go on now.
On the phone.
Come on now.
You see what I'm
Come
saying?
on now.
Phone.
Come on now.
Yes.
Come on.
Yes.
Come on.
Because I remember I used to be mad at my mom's like, dang, she's on the phone with my auntie. Like can I use this phone?
Yeah, all right. Keep going. Keep going.
The emergency breakthrough, because we only had one line in the house. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's right.
As bad as you wanted to.
But you remember, though, when you were able to talk to that person at that time, the in-depth conversations you would have and how time went by. And then finally when you had to get off the phone, okay? But it was a lot of bonding time.
Oh, yeah. You were forced to bond.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Then if you saw that person, okay, not just on the phone, you did what? You kind of like a little nervous at first, because you now have totally opened up all your little dark secrets on the phone and expression, everything. Now you've seen that person. Then it gives you that time to bind it together. So you remember those days?
Yeah.
We don't have that much anymore.
No, we don't.
But now we starting to, and the generations after us are now what? Dealing with that.
Forced to move that way.
Now you have young daughters. They're like what, the Generation Z. I'm sorry, you got to forgive me, because sometimes I get these gen stuff mixed up from time to time. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
I'm OG. So again, Uncle Will, right? So you have a couple
Dr.
daughters.
Johnson.
Yes.
I have 3 daughters myself.
Okay.
And
That's all?
just 3. No mystery children.
Okay. All right, there we go. My
So
bad.
just
my
3.
bad.
So when I talk to my youngest, she's 19. Okay, now some people are say, well, she don't really know too much. She's just 19 years old, but she is very mature for her age.
Okay.
She just moved. She moved out. She got her own place. She's been in her own apartment for a couple of months now, working. Got a good job and everything. So when she talks to me about relationships, she's not focused up on. She's not thinking about marriage. She's not thinking about kids.
Okay.
Only thing she's thinking about is working. She said that it's hard out here because she's like the guys are full of it, and I'm like, well, damn, they still full of it even through COVID. I mean, I'm just. I mean, have you heard anything like that in regards to your young daughters talk to you?
More so of how they're meeting. That is a
Care to elaborate, please?
Yeah. What
Please.
You mean?
Twitter. You meet somebody on Twitter. You're exchanging information. You're a couple of I don't know if that's the term for Twitter. Is it DM or
the
instant
DMs?
message?
Okay, yeah. Okay.
Sliding in the DMs. I know that's for Instagram. But my 23-year-old, recent graduate from college,
Oh,
not
okay.
dating through college, which is something that I wish she had. But just a few guys here or there, but nobody seriously wanting to build information, to collect information on anyone. So
Okay.
the dating was a little bit challenging. However, the methods in which they meet these people are a little what our generation will call impractical, because I guess, and it kind of streams into the online dating stuff. But for them to meet someone based on a Facebook post or Instagram post or a Twitter post, that's not uncommon in that generation. So I believe because these gentlemen, these guys, have all of these avenues in which they can have contact with, with women, it makes it just it just opens up the pool. So it's harder to close in that gap about, I met you in class, let's see if we can maybe go out for lunch or dinner or something like that. But then when he's going to social media and he's got 35 other women that he can, or girls that he can, choose from.
And you probably would have 50 guys you could choose from, correct?
Of course.
Right. Go on.
Yeah. And
I'm just saying. Ooh, go ahead.
but I think that with this generation, it's just because things are the social media has brought it to the point where we have so many options. It's no longer just the traditional way of maybe boy meets girl, or someone introduces you to someone. And for my daughter, my 23-year-old, she met a guy and he lives in Ghana. Now,
How the hell that's gonna work?
right.
Well,
So
and see, technology is a beautiful thing. It opens up more of a selection. Okay. If she could maintain, and if this guy's true, and I do
Right.
mean true,
Yes.
okay, that would be a beautiful thing.
Come on,
Long,
man.
no,
Nah,
no, hold on,
the
hold on,
odds
hold
of
on.
that being true. That's a bunch of BS.
But you know what? That's why I said if it is, if it
She
is,
met him
I'm
on
leaving
the
it open. I'm keeping
study.
hope alive. I'm leaving it open.
You said she met
she
him
met him
on
when
the
she went to study abroad.
Okay.
It's
Oh,
not someone
okay.
I thought she was on the stud site. I was like,
Oh, no.
oh, okay. No, I was like,
No, she had closed her laptop. She didn't get access to her.
Oh, okay. I'm like, what the hell? Where's she going?
That would be a great thing, but it allows you to have more of a selection. Just like when we were growing up, you were limited on the selection as far as who you want to date. Okay? And now, because of technology, the world is a limit. The world is actually the limit on your selection who you can choose from.
But when we were younger, did we really have a selection? I can say what my father taught me. You date somebody that's on your level or a little bit above you. You don't date anybody below your level. And when I say that,
Oh, so you were raised bougie, huh?
no,
You were raised bougie.
Now, on this show, we try to keep it 100. Okay, no, not 100. 100. Okay? Keep it 100. Because you and I done talked plenty of times about relationships.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
And you are one bougie sister. Okay? I'll just put it out there.
Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Nah.
That's you. If that's who you choose to be, that's you.
I'm going to bring it back here. Okay? Because the thing is that, okay, one, it's already hard to meet new people
Yes.
during this
Yes.
pandemic, right?
Right.
And then you talking about trying to get to know someone personally. It's just a hard thing. And then with you being a bougie soul, it's even harder, I would think. You know what I'm saying? Now, hold on. Now, listen. I used to always say, educated women has it hard. It's harder for them to find a relationship because, like you said, your father taught you that either he got to be here, he can't be there, or whatever, right? So, educated women, from what I done ran into over the years, if he's not here or here, we can't be together.
You know,
right?
you know what?
But what I'm saying though, with that same thinking, don't that add even more of a burden to try to find relationships?
It does
at this time.
It does, but not as a whole. I can't sit there and say all educated women are sticking to that. Okay,
On a
because
scale of 1 to 10,
On a scale-
8.5.
brother, you can assume that all day.
No,
long.
ain't no assumption. I did a study.
Okay, your own personal study, right? Which was within a certain demographic area, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so he was biased. Okay, that was it.
Anyway.
Okay, to your own selection with it, and that's fine. But when you say as far as your level, are you teaching the same thing to your daughters? And have you taught that to them?
Absolutely. But in
Wow, that's-
wait,
okay.
hold on.
And the reason why
And
you've
the
done
reason
that?
why.
And when I say that, if you have a young man when you're in high school and he's not in high school, that's not on your level. That's the, it's not so much as the socioeconomic background, but just where is he going in life. Just with that simple thing, education. If you're working at Burger King and he's not working at all, you might want to revisit that. If you have a car and you've got to go pick him up, you might want to revisit that. Now, as a teenager, true, things are different. You know, I'm not saying this for as an adult. As to young adults, I prefer to see them date someone that's on their level. And at this time, if you're in college, what's wrong with a nice college guy? He's going to school too.
But what's wrong with companionship, especially in this time frame, whatever. Okay, so the thing is, these younger women, they seem to be a little bit more receptive to things than our generation, than your generation. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
you want a guy to have a job.
He's got
you want a guy, not just a job, but a career.
No,
they're not thinking like that.
Okay, not at that age.
They're not thinking like that.
So what about at that age, building together?
Building together, that would
because I personally, I know couples who one was educated, the other one was not. Okay, then in return, help the other one get the education and supported them.
Right.
And they've been building since. Okay, but what your standards, you're saying basically a person who has nothing will be quick to teach you how to lose everything. And I believe to that to a certain degree.
Okay.
Okay.
What you mean by that?
In other words, if you bring somebody to a relationship who basically ain't got nothing going for themselves, and you already at a certain level, if you take them into the relationship, it's a waste of time because they'll show you how to stay at that level where they're at. Correct?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Well, she just okay. Hold on.
I don't think so.
Okay, did you hear what you said? That's what you said. I was referring to Miss Royals, and that's what she just confirmed that. So it's not. I wasn't banking off of your opinion on that. I was banking off of and understanding what she was saying.
Okay. Okay. But we're all on the same show together, and I'm giving my opinion too.
Right. But
I just don't see it.
I understand. Like you made it all about you, but I was making it all about Miss Royals right now. Okay. You don't see that. I get it, but I was trying to let her know that I understand where she was coming from.
Okay.
And that's the root of where she's coming from. Oh, no problem.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, and I understand your standards. You have them. Stick to them. What if your daughters want to deviate from that? They don't want to go along with mom says, have a guy that has this, that, and the other. Are you going to intercede in that, or have you interceded?
And
you have interceded.
No, only thing Stop. Because my daughter, honestly, because my 21-year-old, the guy's not being consistent. She's only 21. So if he's not being consistent, you're only 21. You're just having fun. You can have more than.
What you mean he's not being consistent?
Or if he calls her and makes plans and then he cancels. She doesn't give them multiple chances to do that.
Is it fair to say that you thinking about what this sucker did to you 15 years ago?
Oh,
and then you put it up on him?
Nice.
I'm just saying.
Now you're going there. There you go.
But you misunderstood. I'm for him.
Okay, but
him.
But
give him
in all
chance.
Fairness, this is not a presidential debate. He did ask you a question. Could you answer him?
Okay, yes, I can answer the question.
Thank you. Stop pivoting. Okay, come on.
No, I do not, because I tell her that she's being too hard. I do. Because I see him being on. You guys are on the same same level playing field. That's the way I'm looking at it. She's not looking at it like that. She's looking like, look, this guy is not doing X, Y, and Z. I don't care that he's in school with me. He's not doing X, Y, and Z. Therefore, I don't have time for it. Me personally.
Wow.
Is that a double standard?
How is it double standard?
I mean, the thing is, though, it's weird for me to hear it coming. That a young lady is saying that. I guess it's always an exception to the rule.
And I guess you could say I am thinking about the 15 years, about the ones that I didn't
give a chance. It came out. There you go. Nice job.
But that I didn't give a chance because I was where she was in my mindset.
Yeah.
And that's, I'm thinking he's not
nice,
being
precise cut. Nice incision.
Yeah,
nice.
Okay.
It finally came out. There you go.
So it could go either way.
You're right. It can. It can go either way. And then when you think about like I used to tell a bunch of especially young ladies that I've worked with over the years, and I didn't counsel because Uncle Will is a counselor of love, and What?
That's
You almost
not
took on the team?
strangers.
I mean, I can give some advice on love, right?
He's
So-
not.
So,
He specializes.
I mean, that's what I'm saying,
There you go. He
and
specializes.
that's why my wife was blessed to get me.
Oh,
So listen. So my thing is, I used to tell them a lot of them, and I still do to this day. If you keep on running and running, that time gonna come where you gonna get tired, and as you breathe, you're sitting back, you looking like that. I probably passed the right guy. Oh my God. I've been running so damn long.
But you know,
I probably passed the right thing.
that is valid. That is valid. I mean, and the thing is, going for individuals who's not really good for you, and then getting used up and tossed aside, and yet you act like I didn't know that was going to happen to me, but all the warning signs, red flags,
It
were
was
there.
there.
Okay. Then when the good one came along, you passing by, and then you say, "Now I'm ready for you."
Mm-hmm.
What do you think is going to happen?
You missed that bus.
Exactly, and it happens too much today in our society.
She said she missed that bus.
But dealing with post-COVID, I mean, it kind of like you both had touched on it brings us back to old school. It gives you more time to really interview that person, really get to know that person. Again, those are the words. But sooner or later, you're going to see who that person really is, the pros and the cons to them.
Right.
Now, you're dating now.
Well, I'm open to dating.
Okay.
Let's put that.
Let's be
Open to
correct
dating.
here. Okay. So
Wait. What do you call it then?
What do I call what?
What you're doing now? If you're
I'm
open
not
to it.
doing anything.
Because
I
you're
said I'm
sitting here
open-
right now. That's why
Right.
you ain't doing nothing.
I'm open to dating, meaning that if a gentleman, a potential suitor, would like to take me out on a date,
She said suitor.
I'm open to dating. I'm not, my mind, some women don't want to date.
Right.
I'm open to dating. Am I dating anyone specifically? No.
Oh, okay. So you're open to dating even through this pandemic.
Absolutely.
Do you have a certain routine or a certain thing that you do differently that you did prior to in regards to your dating processes?
I think now I'm a little bit more cognizant of the male interactions that I have.
Mm-hmm.
Where you have on your mask. Just the other day, I was coming out of the restaurant. The guy said something to me, which was flirtatious, but I don't know what he said because you can't hear because of the mask.
Right.
But I could tell from the body language, if I had just slowed down, I probably would have, you could have popped off something.
She said pop off.
Introduce something.
Go ahead, player. Go ahead.
But
Go ahead.
busy doing me. So my mind really wasn't there. But during this pandemic, it has really just made me think, just slow down a little bit. Maybe you can have a conversation, But before that, it was, okay, you get dressed, you go out, hang out, whatever, you meet people. We're not doing that so much now, because of everything that's going on. But just, again, slow that piece down and be open to still showing yourself friendly. You can't smile because you got your mask on, but you can, the things that I'm doing differently is just kind of slowing down.
Because of the pandemic, has it increased your stable?
Increase my stable.
Oh. Little red Corvette.
Because I'm like stable.
Yeah.
Well.
That's a question.
It's not a presidential debate.
That's a question. Yeah.
My voice, my choice.
Could you show to the shirt? Come on, to your voice, your choice. Now, what is that about?
Okay, because basically we all have a voice, and we all have a choice. It's your choice and how you decide to use that voice.
And you chose not to answer the question.
Basically.
Can I get a little of this? Just a little right there. That's good.
Little. But,
Oh, you are great. You are great.
Okay.
It's getting hot in here. Oh, that's cute. That is cute.
Ooh.
It's good. Oh, yeah. So Brother Charles.
Go ahead.
So we can save our guest right here because I don't want her to
Okay.
not want to come back again, right? So tell me this. It's the same question to you then too.
Okay, go
I
ahead.
mean, do you find yourself doing things differently as far as your approach, or you know what I'm saying?
No, basically, I just try to stay busy. As far as personal life, recreational life, going out, dating, all that other stuff online, no.
Is it because of COVID?
No, it's just because of who I am. But COVID is now letting people live the lifestyle I've been living for X amount of years now. So I just sit back and I hear stories about what people are doing, and I sit back and I think it's kind of funny. I do, because as far as how people have to learn how to adapt, and my whole thing is even, we'll say, prior to COVID or pre-COVID, whatever you want to call it, I've always said to people, sit down, talk, communicate effectively. Yeah, I agree about the text messages. They're very impersonal, miscommunication all the time. A lot of times with our society today, it's all about miscommunication and not listening or watching those red flags. So now people, like Miss Royals is doing right now, is just sitting there saying, I'm slowing down. I'm picking this up, correct? And certain warning signs, you are seeing them, right? Or certain things you say, you know, I really wasn't interested in that before, but probably I am now.
Right.
Okay? So it allows us to really get to know other human beings and who we're really interacting. Not only that, you can correct me if I'm wrong,
Okay.
it actually probably broadened your selection now, too, as far as the type of person you really like to be with, huh?
I don't know.
I'm just
don't know.
asking. I'm just asking.
It made me. I like innovative ideas. Think outside the box. We're not dating how we used to date. Are you able to come up with something that's a little bit more creative? Like maybe in the summer it was a picnic. Maybe he never would have thought to do a picnic.
No, what I was referring to is
okay.
regards to a particular type of guy.
Oh, particular type of guy. Okay.
Are you still finding yourself post-COVID the same type of guy you liked prior to COVID?
Well, what if I already liked somebody before COVID?
Then that's what it is. But I'm saying as far as the style or selection, is it the same?
Well, I like a nice smile, so I guess something simple as that. It had to change.
And you don't want nothing more than just a simple smile?
I mean, but hell, he probably smiling now, but you can't
But
see
you can't
it.
see it through the smile.
Right. So a broke guy smiles at you, he can get with you?
No.
So
You know what? Hold up.
go ahead.
I'm about to get off topic here.
Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
Why can't
Okay.
a broke guy smile at you?
How do I know he's broke?
That's my point. So give him a chance. You may find out that he's a good
Do
person.
you ask for
up under
credit
there.
reports?
No, I don't.
Oh, okay.
But you not in the there's a time and a place for everything. But listen.
Oh, this is great.
Man.
This is great.
Okay, like we said about the selection, most guys, and this was just me, most guys that I met, they were already they had somebody. They already were in a relationship.
Right.
So that pool becomes even smaller when you think about the guy who is just the broke guy.
Okay.
Sometimes the broke guy is not available. It's not that I wouldn't try. Just let me see what he's talking about, but he ain't available. So does that make sense?
That's a damn shame when a broke guy ain't even available for you.
Yeah, I mean, that is.
Hey,
It is.
hey, I mean,
Would you pay for the date?
in post-COVID, the old you, would you think about paying for a date? The first
Well, hold on,
date?
you gotta take a hard swallow first.
I'm gonna tell you,
I have
you
some
talk
Hennessy
about
back here.
things you happened 15 years ago.
That's gone.
That's gone.
That's gone.
Only
Uh-huh.
in a situation where we have been dating, and maybe we're dating exclusively, then I'll pick up the tab. But in the early stages of dating, and I'm open to Panera Bread. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be a full meal, but as far as
Whoa. You just said open to Panera Bread. So,
we can,
are you saying that's the bottom line on where you
where I'm gonna
That's
go.
her minimum.
Yeah,
That's what she's saying.
okay, that's what
That's
you're
her
saying.
minimum.
So, is that what
Is
you
that
really?
good or bad?
No, I just need an answer. Is that what you're saying though?
Some women minimum is a dang gun what McDonald's value meal.
Right. But you're saying your minimum is
hers
Panera Bread.
I
So
mean, we're gonna go and have a cup of coffee, some
Right,
tea,
just to meet
have
up.
conversation during COVID. I don't see anything wrong with that.
yeah,
My lovely sister.
They got Wi-Fi
Do you
and
know?
everything.
Do you know the economy is wrong right now? It's hard right now for people. And you talking about I want minimum of Panera Bread?
Oh, he can't give me Panera Bread.
then he ain't got no time with you, right?
Well,
I
we
see
need
where
to
this goes.
revisit that. We're gonna have to
I'm
see.
gonna back off right now because I want her to come
I
back.
see,
I want her to
man.
come back.
Wow. And I thought the lady's probably like, what is she talking about? Panera bread. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah, some women probably like, what the Panera bread? No. It got to be some Olive Garden. It got to be J. Alexander or some stuff like
Joe
that.
Muir.
Yeah, some stuff like that. So
What's wrong with your head? Your head started
I
swerving.
appreciate you.
Honestly,
I appreciate you up on that. You know, because the thing is, right now during COVID, if I was single and a woman first date, time to go on some J. Alexander smoke, I can't even get a smile from you. I can't even do some stuff because I ain't about to spend all that kind of money on you first date. Now, speaking of first date on that stuff, that's my thing too. What is the time frame if you were to start dating a guy that you would ask him to remove his mask?
Oh.
What would be the time frame?
That's a good question.
I mean, when he first come to your house, do you have a thermometer on his head before he come in, or do we got to wait outside?
At the restaurant, they can take it off.
Right, but I'm just saying, what do you think would be the time frame for something like that, and would it be rude to even have a time frame?
That's a good question. If I was to meet someone new, okay, say I met old boy who was at the restaurant yesterday. We talked a couple of weeks, decide we're going to meet each other. And when would I feel comfortable without the mask? Maybe if there were no symptoms. If he's not coughing,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe do it at a restaurant. You're not at my house though.
Right.
That's the restaurant because we're going to be six, the tables.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
it.
Right.
That's a really good question. I don't know.
I mean,
give an
I
answer
think
for
that's something to think about because even when you're talking about down the line where intimacy plays a role, you talking about kissing, hugging, watching Netflix together. I mean, am I on a love seat? You on the couch? You give me my own bowl of popcorn?
Right.
Your own bowl. How long is long enough?
Yeah. And I want to know, maybe I'm not coming back with a question on the question, but are people sticking with what they know prior to COVID?
I mean, we're creatures of habit.
Now, when you say stick to what you know, what
Like
you mean?
if I was talking to you before COVID, you who I'm rolling with to this.
So if this sucker was messing with your third cousin,
Oh,
How you throw a third cousin into it?
I'm just no.
it's your homegirl.
I'm just saying. I mean, because some women have a certain level where they deal with a gas. Now, my cousin or my best friend,
Right?
No,
It's a wrap.
but it's a wrap, right? So I'm just saying though, you saying that 9 times out of 10, some people probably try to stick with what they know, that they're comfortable or whatever. But for those who don't settle for that, and they're looking for love or looking for relationships, what do they do? And I would like to know this. What do you do when you meet a young lady or you meet a young man? Because I think it also fall back into the interview process. You know what I'm saying? When you first meet someone, you want to know if they're working. You want to know if they have children. You want to know if they got a job. And what kind of job is it? Do you have education? Blah, 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 right? So now you put up in there, okay, when the last time you got tested for COVID?
Right.
So have you ever had a fever? You know what I'm saying? I mean,
Well, go a little bit further than just the COVID. When was the last time you asked a man before you were intimate with? Well, I don't want to know the last time, but have you asked him as far as any possibly STDs or anything like that?
Ooh.
Okay, because these days it seems like a lot of people take that for granted and don't.
Right.
And then next thing you know, they slip up, and then something happens later on. And then when you talk about the interview process, how long is it going to be that you're going to continue going to or expect to go to J. Alexander's every time, or what's that place called?
Panera Bread.
Panera Bread. I may have been there once or twice in my life. Okay, so I don't remember. You're laughing at me. Okay, I'm a very basic guy or whatever. Okay, but so the question is, how long does that go on? So that's just something to think about. I don't want an answer on that one,
Right.
because that dating process of going out. At what point do you back off, or does it have to be a consistency since you were like that in the beginning of the relationship? And then it goes into we're creatures of habit. So if dating has acquired a certain way right now, or a change of some sort because of post-COVID, are you going to continue putting those protective measures after this COVID crisis elapses?
Right, right.
That's a good question too. I mean, I have concerns. Me being Uncle Will, like I said, I consider myself as a professor of love on some things, right? So I'm also thinking about the side chick dealing with post-COVID relationships.
She just sit down somewhere.
Hold on. Why do the side chick? I mean, think about this, y'all. No, I mean, think about this. Seriously.
Go ahead.
Seriously.
Go ahead. I want to hear this. It's good. Go ahead.
Through COVID, the side chick has had to endure a lot of alone time.
Oh, yes.
Okay. Some women
Wait,
actually.
hold on.
No. Let me put that here too.
Why did she speak like
She
experience
said,
on
"Oh,
that?
yes."
Yeah, like she can relate to that.
No. I already know this one ain't gonna be like that.
You picked that up, yeah.
But let's put, some women actually have found out during this COVID
Right.
that they're side chicks.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
okay.
That's something to think about too in regards to this this relationship,
Yes.
right? Because before he was able to, he was answering the phone a little quicker.
Yep.
He was coming over like
Seeing
that.
them at work.
You know what I'm saying? Look, say at work. She's so funny.
Wow.
So
That is funny.
the thing is, it's a lot of different types of relationships that's being affected post COVID, and to me, I mean, should we feel sorry for the side chick?
It's not my department. I don't.
It's because you're a woman. That's why.
I thought sisters have to stick together.
That's what I thought too.
Well, no, because I don't approve. Well, okay, not to no judge free zone, to each his own. But I have heard those things about side chicks feeling some type of way.
Yeah, they got a coalition now. There's some shit going on.
Let me just say what you just started to embark on, but yet you refrain. From
Yeah. Trying to be hoity-toity about the thing.
Right.
Come on, put it out
Okay,
there.
the name of the show is Let Me Talk.
Okay.
Talk, woman.
If you feel a certain way, and that's the problem with our society today, speak your mind. Don't refrain.
It's not like you put them down, calling them some no good trifling wenches.
Exactly. You just not engaging it, and you're not for it. You're entitled to have your separatist opinion.
Separatist.
She's not a part of it, so she has to be a separatist.
Right.
She's removing herself from it, and she's not okay. Are you okay now?
No,
Okay.
not at all.
So there's nothing wrong with that. We're not here to judge you.
So, what did you think about in regards to those women that, like I said, it's already hard to date anyway. But then when you thought that you were actually dating, and you come to find out that you wasn't really dating.
Now I have empathy for those situations.
Oh, you probably got some girlfriends who got involved in that.
And how did you dealt with that? Yeah. Have you had any women?
Look at her face. Yeah, she has.
Wait.
You don't have to name names. We don't want no names.
That's what I'm saying.
We don't want no names.
But I'm just wondering, have any of your girlfriends or not even girlfriends, just you didn't heard some of the stories like where Becky found out that
she was a side chick.
she was like, and she was just messed up.
She was a lady in waiting.
Right. I can't say that personally that I've heard, from somebody else who said they knew somebody who knew somebody.
Somebody knew somebody.
But I mean, honestly, just being in a situation like that, I've heard that with the plant. Is that wrong to put that out there?
Well, no, I mean, plant has a history, has a stigma.
Yes,
so.
yes.
Plant wives and things like that, and I can't give a particular story or anything like that, which would make it.
We wouldn't expect that. We wouldn't expect that.
Right. So I'm just saying, yes, I've heard about it. I've heard where the shift. What do you call that? You're on one shift and you mess with somebody on another shift, and now that all of this has happened, we're forced to stay at home, not getting along because of. Now I'm forced. I can't go see. And it was really the side chick that kept y'all together.
Woo.
I
wish I could run it by my wife.
Remember, that's how you ended up in the hospital last time you did that. Yeah, I'm sure it is.
I'm sorry, I keep forgetting. My wife's selfish. She don't like to share. But, I don't understand that. But that's another thing, too, though. When you say that the side chick then kind of helped the relationship during this COVID thing. Because now a lot of people found out that they really don't care about each other no more like they used to.
But through the dating process, it's going to allow you to get through that if something does happens again.
Not about the dating though. What about the ones that's in a what they thought was a stable relationship, whether it was married or just they've been cohabitating for years, and then they come to find out that I really don't love you no more. So what do you do to even try to fix it, or what do you do next? I mean, it's like,
do you recommend a side chick?
I mean, what do you think?
But I really think it's important that, I mean, in this time, you have the opportunity to spend quality time with that individual that you said
at J. Alexander's.
Huh?
I was just saying.
There
we go. Okay, there we go. Okay, go ahead. Okay, go ahead.
You know, this is a married couple.
Right.
Some things that maybe your communication was a little off. They've got all these different things out here now, board games, card games, things that you can really do to spend time with that individual and find out, you know.
Do you remember those days? Do you remember those days?
Yeah, I remember those because you can't swing anymore now.
Right, but do you remember those days of...
What you look like that for?
Who can't swing? I mean, you talking
about
swing,
she a swing. Tell me.
Oh, right.
See, I'm trying to play it off. Okay, you went right there. I'm trying to save you on this one. Okay, I'm actually trying to do.
I mean, COVID made it where you can't even swing no more. It's like can't go to swing parties no dang more. Like Jesus.
Actually, no.
Uncle.
Okay. They put a ban basically restricting that, but that stuff still goes on. That stuff still goes on. Okay. So a lot of times when they
I'm just like
well, what happens? Just
saying.
like we're here. Okay. They have their own private parties. Okay, at people's houses.
Yeah.
Okay, so that does still go on. It's just it's not publicly known. You know.
This is the first I'm hearing.
I was invited to one before COVID, but I never told my wife that we was invited.
Did you tell her you invited yourself?
No, because I didn't invite myself.
No.
I was just invited. Someone, and
so
I don't even know how it happened.
Tell you what it was?
You weren't the host.
Yes.
You weren't the host of the party.
No, I was not the host.
And you weren't throwing it.
I wasn't throwing it.
Okay.
Someone, no, I actually received a text message. Invited me, let me know, and it was like in the Royal Oak area or whatever, and it was on a Saturday, and they gave me a breakdown. Like we do this like every Saturday. I guess be like different areas, different spots or whatever.
Yep.
But this was post COVID, you know what I'm saying? And but like I said, I never told the wife about it, and I can talk about this now. No, I can talk about this now because we've been together so long that she don't support me, so she won't be watching the show. You know what I'm saying? So I got to worry about her finding out. So, but
you are a mess. You are a mess.
Are you telling me this was a text Halloween party in Royal Oak?
Somebody sent me
somewhere down the line. Somebody had to put his information in there, and the only way he could have went is if he would have went with his couple. Had he not gone with his wife, he wouldn't have been allowed in.
Okay.
Yeah. Because I think that's the rule. You have to be with your partner.
Yes.
Or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But
and they're going to do their research ahead of time to know that is a significant other.
So you saying that somebody knew about me enough to?
They knew enough to put that information in, and for you to get the invite, that meant they went and found out you do have a wife and what your wife's going to look like and what is her name before he goes there.
This sounds like a movie.
Yeah, it really do. It really do sound like a movie. It really do.
That's scary.
That's some weird stuff right there to me.
There's a lot of that stuff going on.
I mean, from what I didn't heard that there's a lot of kinky stuff going on
during COVID
in the city. Well, not even in the city. More of in the suburban areas. That's where a lot of it goes down, like Bloomfield, Royal Oak, and stuff like that. I haven't heard. Now the only stuff that I hear about in the city is when they be throwing them little freak parties or whatever like that. But far as that swinging stuff with couples where your wife and your husband is all for it, I didn't heard about some stuff. It was just amazing to me. Well, it really is.
Going back to the post-COVID, imagine spending home lockdown, basically lockdown. Okay, you got people who are on lockdown, but now you're locked down at your own house.
Right.
You get bored. People start cleaning. After boredom, what do you start looking at? You start looking at different things to do. Okay, what are other things to do? Is to do what? Is to dabble, to start looking in the computers, start possibly listening more to what the person's saying, what they're not saying, it's going on in their lives. So when you say end a relationship, now you're really listening, because the TV can only go so far. That person's going to want to what? We're creatures of what?
Habit.
Of habit, and we like to what? Socialize. So coming into the room, going to the other room, we're going to really get to know our significant other.
Right.
At the same time, one may say something the other one wasn't aware of and tip their hand. Same time, logging on the computer. Oh, by the way, what's your password? Well, you're with that person so long, now all of a sudden you decide to give it up. And now you look in and you're like, what's going on? Or you didn't notice before that person's getting a certain text message all the time from somebody. Okay? Or they're getting certain calls. And they say, like back in the day, that's just a friend.
Right.
Or that's just a co-worker. But now you take the time to say, hey, guess what? I'm going to listen what's being said. So things like that has evolved to the point that, yeah, marriages, people find out they're really not, being outside the home actually kept them together. But in the old days, we really got to know each other intimately and continue to know that. Because of technology, because of work environment, everything else, we basically have separated from that. Those couples who are able to continue doing that, that's a beautiful thing. Just like you and your wife, the way you two communicate all the time, I love it, okay? I've been exposed more to it, and I'm like, wow. And that's the way as far as people to be able to do it, laugh, cry, do whatever, okay, and joke about it. And that's a great thing.
Right.
But effectively knowing each other and being support for each other, instead of just saying, hey, I'm going to go, to Jay Alexander's all the time.
Right.
Yeah.
right. Because even through even through this
Didn't
COVID,
see it coming, huh?
Because even through this COVID, I could be upstairs.
Yeah.
She'd be calling my name. Yes.
And I think
What? Jesus.
you guys are friends.
Yeah.
Did you hear what you just said? That's the key thing.
And that's
it.
part of the
Yes.
stuff that I teach in my courses. No. Look,
Listen,
I
listen
wish
to
y'all
the doctor.
take me serious
Okay.
sometimes.
Listen to
Take
the
me
doctor.
serious
Listen to the
sometimes.
doctor.
Because years ago, and I think I said this on the show before too, that it was like years ago, probably about 15, 18 years ago. The wife, then the girlfriend. What you laughing
About a
at?
funny story you shared about her, but we'll get to that later.
She asked me why people don't stay together, why relationships don't last. Now, and I told her the only answer that I could come up with is I guess because people forget that they were once friends. You know what I'm saying?
Or they're not into it for the right thing.
Or if they ever became friends.
There you go. Yep,
And there you
exactly.
go too. So
Exactly.
and because my thinking is, if especially during this COVID thing, that if we have any issues, sometimes you have to fall back on the friendship to be able to learn how to communicate, because you got to separate. Some, that husband always at the altar for long, and we did this, all this. No, so sometimes you got to still be able to relate
That's right.
as a friend, right? Because we're still friends and everything. So I think that's what a lot of people in this COVID thing, as far as relationship that has broken down, has forgot that, we were once friends and we're still friends or whatever.
Right.
But now some people realize that this is just a business. Hey, you pay your half of the mortgage of the rent. You pay the DD.
I have to totally agree with you.
I mean,
totally
that's
agree.
like what it is now. Whatever. So
It's just a CEO partnership. That's it.
there you go.
That's it.
And I think that before COVID, that people were so stuck on moving from friendship to what are we doing next? I need a title on this. And I can speak to that.
Yeah, because I already
myself.
said you was guilty of that yourself.
Yes, I
What do you
was.
Yeah.
care to elaborate?
Okay, so you meet someone. Now I'm gonna tell you how I used to think. You meet somebody, you go out on a few dates. What are we doing? Are you my boyfriend now? Am I your
that
girlfriend?
expectation.
And
That title.
That title, and we were so. I wanted it because I needed to know. Not saying that it's not something that. With slowing down post COVID, you allow yourself to be free of that title, not needing that so quickly. You need to spend time, and I think I shared this with you. If you're dating, and I'm gonna give a shout. Can I say what?
Yeah, go ahead.
So my pastor,
Could you look right over there and say that?
my pastor, Bishop J. Drew Sheard, he says that dating is collecting data. Collecting information on that other individual. Okay? So, give yourself time to collect that information, input it, process it, and see what you come out with. Post-COVID, you now have the time to do that and do it. I think it builds the friendship because if you slow it down and build the friendship. Before, I wasn't looking for the friendship. I was looking for, I want to be your girlfriend because we've been going out, we've been doing this, we've been doing that. And not to say that you shouldn't have a time. I don't even know now. I guess maybe it's my age, our generation.
Okay.
I'm learning to release that expectation because post COVID has taught me how important that friendship piece is. And I don't want to, I have someone that I'm collecting information on. Okay. I'll say that.
Okay.
So I've been collecting information on this individual for a year. Okay. Even with collecting the information, we still don't know what the future holds for us.
Absolutely.
But what we do know is that we have a friendship. We laugh about everything. We can have a good time together. And girlfriends looking outside looking in. Well, what are y'all doing? Is it your boyfriend? Is it your girlfriend? So you have to remove all those, other
pressure tactics that they give you.
And pressure
That's
tactics.
what it is. Pressure tactics.
Pressure tactics, whatever. But now I'm like, because I found out some negative information last month. Okay. Now, is it a deal breaker? No, but it's negative information. What am I going to do with this negative information? So I just think that post-COVID gives us the opportunity to build those friendships. You need those friendships because that's what's going to sustain you when I don't like you today. I still love you, but I might not like you at this moment.
Okay. Since you threw that in the universe, the universe is just juggling around everything you say, and it's out there. Whoa, it's coming back to you now.
Okay.
Now it's coming back to you. You mentioned as far as collecting.
Okay.
Dating is data collecting, according to who was that?
Bishop.
Could you say that?
Bishop.
Okay.
Bishop.
So
J. Drew Shear.
Okay. So in regards to that, you collected that data, but the question is, dating, right? You call it not a commitment, right?
Right.
Okay. Would you have any problem then if you're dating, if the person was dating somebody else too?
Now, that's a good question. Now we need to move into exclusivity.
Ah.
Are we exclusive?
Okay.
So can you date? But I'm saying to you,
can you date multiple people?
Do you have a problem? Are you all right? You get tensing up
I
on
do
me.
Yeah. Is it them eyes? It's all in the eyes.
I mean, I felt
She's like my wife. She's selfish. She does not like to share.
I see that.
He
I see
don't
that.
either.
Wow, that's all I can say as well. So, is there a double standard with you, or do you? I mean, explain to me because you know where I'm going with this, right?
Right.
Okay.
And I'm going to say this.
Without hurting me. Okay,
Without
go ahead.
hurting you.
Go ahead.
And without coming across like I'm just out here in COVID, just dating everybody everywhere, because that's not the case.
Okay.
But
that we know of. Go ahead. All right.
So as women, and I'm not giving up our girl secrets, but mentally or emotionally, I don't believe I'm gonna speak for me.
Okay.
I'm not capable of emotionally investing in this particular person, and then this particular person comes along and wants to take me out. My mind, what's the song? Your mind is here with me. No, your mind is here with me. But your mind is on the other side of time. So it's like, it's communication. You have to talk about it. If this is something that...
Is that acceptable to you?
Is it acceptable?
That if you were dating a guy and he says, well, and you say, yeah, I only want to date. I don't. No, I'm just saying. I mean,
so he's not gonna
okay,
tell.
that was bias.
Yeah, really.
Was that bias?
It was.
Because we know. I mean, I'm just saying. A woman would take it to the grave. Okay.
Oh yes.
Okay. So there you go. Okay. So I'm just saying. Would you have a problem dating a guy with the understanding, if I'm dating you, that I'm just dating you? It's not a commitment. That he's gonna be dating other people too. Would you have a problem with it?
I would have a problem with it.
Okay, so then there has to be a commitment then.
It has to be a conversation first.
Oh, what's
a conversation?
Well,
please,
because I'm kind of confused in that.
I think
because we're restricting here.
I think what she was saying, like if I'm correct, I don't know, that she was saying the old her used to want to have that conversation almost immediately, where it was an understanding that I want to be your girl, we boyfriend, girlfriend, blah blah blah, right? But now, post COVID has made her realize that collecting data, she had to take time in order to collect the data. But while I'm collecting the data, that don't mean you go out there, you can collect data from her, and her. Cause you still trying to get to know me.
Right, but then it's okay. But then it's semantics.
But if I,
It's the same thing, but in a different course. It's the same.
is it the same?
It is the same, because you're restricting or limiting his leash.
I'm not.
Okay, and
I'm
you're putting
saying
and,
it
you,
ain't
and you're
mine.
putting
I'm
a
not
and you're
telling
putting a
him.
choke chain on him, saying you only staying here. Heal, boy, heal. Okay,
No,
that's what I'm
I
saying.
mean about if we have the conversation, what
Right,
are we
right,
doing?
right.
Are we dating? If we're dating, are we exclusive? We're friends.
But Charles, well, I guess what Charles saying then is, I'm guessing is what he's saying
Okay.
is that, well, if you don't have a conversation, why do I have to limit myself then if we haven't had the
I didn't say
conversation?
he had to. I would
But you
like
don't
for
want him to, though.
Right. I can have that.
So,
So the relationship
if you
can't
find
evolve.
out that he was out there,
Can't evolve. Look at the face.
Okay.
Look
What you
at-
say now?
so if you find out that he was out there
Uh-huh.
collecting other data from here, getting other data points,
He
would it-
probably ain't collecting data. He just out there. He not doing it like I'm doing it.
Hold
that's
on.
that classic thing about us men
Wow.
being dogs
And
again.
if he
Wow.
was to be out there, I don't see him out there collecting valuable information.
Okay, but did you see how you just said it? I know you can't because there's not a mirror in front of you. A second ago, it was kind of like all like that. Now you're saying it like this, okay? And now you're biting your lip behind and laughing at us, okay? So what I'm saying to you is, why are you being biased?
But how am I being biased?
Please, doctor, elaborate.
You don't
please.
see it honestly. I mean, the thing is, you want your cake and eat it too.
How I didn't say I was out there collecting data on other people.
No,
on another
no,
man.
no, no. But what you said though is, you said that COVID
Oh.
dating in this time frame has made you not put yourself or put them in a certain position where a title have to be established immediately, almost immediately in a relationship. Because we went out to dinner, we did blah blah blah. So what he was saying is, well, you may not be doing that, and so since you're not doing that,
I expect him not to be doing that. And that's
I
why
will
we
pick
do
this up
our
and drop the
outrage.
mic.
I know.
That's why we need to-
Doc,
what
Doc,
you
there
say?
you
Let
go,
me
there you
talk.
go.
We gotta talk.
There we go.
there you go.
There we
And
go.
I feel
There we
that
go.
if I have a friend that I've had a friend for a year, we should have that talk, shouldn't we?
Yeah, I mean,
Maybe.
especially a year. Now, I
But
agree.
what's
After a
happening?
year,
Hold on. But what's going on during that year? Is that person under your guidance allowed to?
Oh my! Don't say that.
Okay.
she said, "Oh my!" Don't say
Are they allowed to?
Go out and collect data on
Yeah,
somebody
yeah.
else.
See, look.
Oh, Lord.
Now that's a good question too.
You are a riot.
Abby.
Oh. It's getting hot in here again.
See, so it's like my goodies, not my goodies, right?
Oh.
This is good. We gotta help the people.
So you know what? To kind of bring this to a close a little bit here. So I just want to make sure that I'm
you
hearing
got
this
me
right
crying.
with you. Yeah, for real. I want to make sure I'm hearing this right with you.
Okay.
So
I need my girl.
Bring him back. Bring him back.
Bring
Bring him back.
bring them next time.
Bring him back. Yeah.
So
Yes.
in post-COVID, you have learned because me and you have talked. I mean, we've been knowing each other for some years now, and because we used to talk about relationships all the time or whatever. Because as a matter of fact, if my wife wasn't selfish, I would have given a shot. But anyway, no. Like, but look, no, but listen, no, but seriously though, we have talked,
We have.
and you did used to say often that it had to be this way or no way. You know what I'm saying? And your expectations were always high. And I'm not saying that it has been lowered now, but from what I'm gathering and from what I'm seeing based on your conversations, that it has taught you to actually, well, you have evolved to me from
Thank
what
you.
I gather.
That's
You
what I
have
would
truly
like.
evolved
Thank you.
because it's like now you're taking the time to actually listen. And in your listening, it is making you get this, like you said, collect data to find out about this person before you put that stamp that, hey.
And then you're trying to backpedal
Right.
out of it.
There you go. So with that being said, in your closing on things, in regards to you doing what you're doing now, do you feel like it has made your search or this current thing that you're in this 12 months, do you think it's better?
I want to make sure we get that.
Okay. Get that clear. She's not searching.
No.
But with the gentleman that you have been collecting data for the past year, do you think that your new approach has probably given you a positive outlook, or this may be something positive, maybe?
Okay, to be honest. I'll be honest.
Okay, hey, keep it real.
He tells me I'm a mess, but we're going to get you together. So
Amen.
I take it, being patient with me, because you still, and that's the work that I have to work on within myself, those past hurts or those past relationships that didn't work, that baggage that you're carrying into this new, you don't want to carry into a new. So to sum it up, what you just said, your question, you asked me. What'd you ask me?
I asked you, do you feel that with the relationship that you have now, based upon your learnings, that this is something positive that
yes,
you can? Okay,
because that's what has sustained for a year.
Okay,
that's what I believe. Because the old me, we wouldn't have made it a year.
And it would have been your fault.
Anyway.
No.
Would it be
No.
You just said pretty much though.
Yeah.
Based on, as far as you're saying,
your
I want to
past
commit.
action.
I want the word. I want the statement that we are in a monogamous relationship. Okay, you would have demanded that instead of leaving it open.
To just go with the. I mean, and some people don't like to use that word. Go with the flow.
Yeah, you're not going with. The only difference I see that actually what she's doing is she's not putting that label on there.
Working through that.
Well, exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
A work in progress.
Right.
Work in progress.
Work in progress.
There you go. Like he said, got to work with you, right? Like you said, right?
I get it.
How about you? I mean, what you think? In what would be your summary about this whole conversation, as far as dating?
I'm gonna say this in regards to the audience out here: dating, do old school. Do old school. Take the time. Enjoy this time, because this time may come again where it may be locked down again, or you don't know the future once you end up with your significant other. In other words, laying down with somebody, getting it on, and everything else is all fine. What do you talk about the next day? Where do you grow from the may a child to evolve out of that relationship? If it's financial, what happens when the finances go dry? What do you do from there? If it's other things, what do you do from there? So it all depends. Okay, me personally, go old school, get to know the person. But again, you can never really get to know somebody just only what they reveal of themselves.
Right.
Yeah, I agree with that too.
Right,
I agree with that too. You really can't get to know them, But I don't know. I like how she said. Her minister, her pastor, told about the collecting data. You know what I'm saying?
That's semantics. That's all.
I mean, but when
you can bring them on here.
When you're using metaphors, I just think in a metaphoric way, I can understand that. You know what I'm saying? And you always want to disagree on something. You always try to find some semantics. But I understand what you're saying up on this. Again, okay.
And I want to make my close because you made it for me. But
Right. See?
I'll let you talk.
Hey, you want to? That's what you get. That's what you get. Okay.
That's what I get.
That's what you get.
So before I close, because I obviously stepped on her toes and everything, could you give us a closing?
Okay. So I want to say that we should go back to, like Wright said, with the old school way to build a friendship. The friendship. Build the friendship. And collect the information. And you're not going to always get good information. And to be transparent, when I get negative information, how am I going to handle that negative information? Because it's not all going to be peaches and cream. So, old school, collect the information, be friends. That's what I say.
Now, before I go there, based upon your past and relationships, I think you also said that, were you thinking about doing a book or something?
Ah, it's yeah. Thank you. I almost forgot.
Okay, see.
I got a lot on my mind.
Us men, we good for something.
Yes, you are.
Go ahead.
Thank you for that reminder. Yes, I am working because I've had a lot of that almost doesn't sound right to say a lot of it dating experience, but I have. I'm not
That's
afraid
being blunt.
to
That's
date.
being blunt.
No, I'm not afraid to date, and there are women out here who don't want to put themselves out there. You know, but I do understand that in the dating process, sometimes you can go out with somebody and they'll set you back further, and I'm talking about emotionally, because something can be said to you that triggers or you internalize, and that was what I went through a lot of times, you know, just because he didn't like this, now it's something wrong with me, when it's really not. You know what I'm saying?
Could you summarize that to the audience, exactly what you're writing on or your book?
Oh,
Look over in that direction. Yeah, there you go.
camera?
Yeah, the main camera
Main
right
one.
there.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, looking to start a book, and it's basically about dating, the pros and cons of dating, and it's really still in the infancy stage, but I think it would be very enlightening. It's going to teach, it's going to help you to avoid some pitfalls, and it will encourage you. So,
Okay. Yeah, and when this book come fully grown, I'd like for you to come on back.
okay.
And let us know, and we'll talk to the audience and just go over some things with it. And also, you know, you brought up something too that I think another great show, and I know some of your people,
Okay.
and I would love to have you guys back because a lot of you women have baggage, like some bag ladies. And y'all tend to
You know
use
what?
that stuff.
I'm gonna wait a second. I'm gonna say this.
Y'all tend to use that stuff in a negative way against us men. But
I'm going to say that's not fair. They don't have baggage.
What
They
they
have
have?
they have storage units.
oh,
Bring them here.
bring it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Bring them
and,
here.
And the thing is, we're not trying to
Sisters, I'm
attack.
not forgetting about y'all. I just feel a little pressure right now.
I'm not
but,
trying to attack the nothing
We
like
won't.
that. None of that. It's just that
Let them
I
talk.
have 3 daughters that I'm raising, and I've said it before on the previous shows that I was once a
Dog.
years.
Dog.
Well, I mean, but this before
Dog.
I got with my wife though. You know what I'm saying? I learned how to calm that stuff down and whatnot. But I'm just saying, we have made you women gain a lot of baggage. Okay, and I can admit that. Okay, but I just think that it's unfair that a lot of good guys get penalized and is not given a chance because of that baggage that
Yep.
some guy gave you.
Okay.
And that's another topic, though.
Right.
But
I'm
I'll
gonna-
let you go ahead
I
and say
just
it.
want to say this, that I give kudos to you for being one of those good guys
Oh,
who
that's
brought
beautiful.
your patience.
Oh, yes.
And understand that it's not just what she wants to be, that, be this way, but
Mm-hmm.
some way along the way, something happened. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? So I think that that's what separates the good guy, to me, the good guy from the bad guy. Somebody that's going to be patient and help you, work through some
Help you work
things.
through it. Yes, yes,
Because
yes.
you see that this is a good woman, that she just, and
Yeah.
you have your moments, and hey.
I agree. And I just like to say that during this, with this title or this subject matter being about dating, period, COVID happens to be the time that we're in. I like the idea that you put out there about the getting to know the person, the data point collecting, and like what C. Wright was saying too about old school. You know what I'm saying? Getting to know the person, because this time that we're in now, you really have to get to know a person. Not only do you have to find out about whether or not they're going to be good to you, whether they got a job, whatever, but you got to also figure out, are you sick? You know what I'm saying? Do you have a freaking fever? So it's just a bunch of stuff to juggle now. But I believe in that juggling, it makes you put this stuff down and just really start putting the puzzles together, getting to know the person, and you also get to know yourself. because you probably was an old school freak back in the days, moving fast. But now you have to like
Pump your brakes.
pump them brakes, right? So I just like to say, I thank you guys for watching the show, and I truly appreciate you coming on. Okay, and we
The
look forward to
pleasure's
having
been
you back.
ours.
Yes,
I appreciate
yes.
you guys for having me.
No, thank you.
I
And we,
enjoyed myself.
we look forward to having you guys back.
Okay.
Because we gonna have to deal with that topic, I believe, about
Oh, that'll be fun.
About
baggage. Yes.
Storage units. Yes.
Well, C says storage units. Okay, but I think we gonna have to deal with that, you know, because
We needed to be able to bring yours in.
well, we go. How about this? Let's deal with the topic of the bag lady, but let's also deal with the reason why they're carrying the bags. Huh?
Nice.
Yeah.
Let's do
Nice.
that,
That's
okay?
good. I like
So
it.
again, thank you guys for being here to watching the show. Please share it with your friends. Subscribe to the show. We're going to be doing the Let Me Talk, a new episode released every Friday for the next month or so, and then be looking at the top of the year for That's My Word to drop. Me and the crew going to be back at top of the year dropping some new episodes, a new relaunch. So thanks again. Peace.
Great show.
Yeah, but I do thank you for coming through and everything like that.